everybody, Coleslaw Stick and Sonai here, and some of you guys may be very happy to know that this is finally another dinosaur figure video. In this video, I will be going over my thoughts and opinions on the Schleich 2020 figures and the Safari Limited 2020 figures. Overall, I have some mixed opinions, but first, let's go over the Schleich ones. I am on my computer right now, so you're going to hear some clicking of my mouse every so often. Hopefully it's not too distracting, and let's go ahead and look at these. I'm only using just like a little picture that I found on Google Images, because I couldn't really find too many other better pictures, unless they were in other videos. So let's look at these. First of all, we're going to start with the Augustinian. The Augustinian looks okay. The sculpt is pretty good. Overall, I think that it has some nice parts to it, and the paint job's not terrible for all I'm concerned. It just looks kind of underwhelming. I don't really like it. It's not my favorite figure, but I won't be picking it up, but it's not terrible. The next is the Ankylosaurus, and it's just nasty. It looks very, I don't really know. The head shape is very inaccurate. Its stance is extremely inaccurate. It wouldn't be, Ankylosaurus physically couldn't lift its tail up at a 90-degree angle to its back. The Safari Limited 2018 Ankylosaurus is miles ahead of it. Alright, the next one is the Crylophosaurus, and I'm sorry, this figure looks awful. This is like the worst one of the bunch in my opinion. It looks like the Giganotosaurus mixed with a Dilophosaurus, and you put an orange ball on its head. I really hope that that's the angle and that it doesn't actually look like that. But either way, it is just like unbearable to look at, and the blue does not help it. Next is the Pachycephalosaurus, and it is equally as disturbing. Its head is completely off. The body is okay sculpt-wise. Color-wise, it's terrible. I would have much rather had some different colors going on there. It just looks, again, disgusting. Like, nasty. Like it lives in the sewer. Yeah, the best figure, which one that I probably am actually going to pick up, is the Baryonyx. Or at least I'm pretty sure it's a Baryonyx, from what the pictures see, and I think that I remember hearing it's a Baryonyx. It could be a Circussaurus. But the Baryonyx, it actually looks pretty good. I don't know what it is with Schleich and new Spinosaurids, but I think that they actually nailed it. I feel like that the detail's a little bit lackluster, but at the same time, I feel like it has just a nice overall stance. It looks to have an articulated jaw, which is always welcome in my book. And the color scheme is very reminiscent of the Circussaurus from Jurassic World. The art that we got on the website, I'll include some pictures of it. But I mean, either way, it actually is not terrible, especially for a Schleich figure. Alright, now switching gears, let's go ahead and look at the Safari figures. And I'm looking at these pictures from Dan's Dinosaurs. I'll leave a link to their description where you can actually, I'll leave a link in the description to their website, where you can actually pre-order all of the Safari Limited figures. And if you guys know where you can pre-order the Schleich figures, leave a link in the comments below, sorry. Alright, I'm just going to go in order of where I see them. First, the Ichthyosaurus. I think that this Ichthyosaurus looks legitimately very good. And especially for only being $8, it's a very, very reasonable figure. Especially for people who maybe are a little bit, like, financially challenged, or don't have as much room, because it looks to be a small figure. But either way, it looks really nice. I feel like detail-wise, it's a little lacking, but at the same time, Ichthyosaurs had smoother skin, smaller scales then, some other prehistoric marine reptiles, but I just feel like they captured the soft tissue very well. I love the little ring around the eye, and the markings remind me of a Commerson's dolphin. Yeah, will most definitely be picking this one up, especially because of the price. Alright, the next figure is the Edmontosaurus, and I feel that this Edmontosaurus is a very nice figure. I feel like the pose is a little bit awkward, especially the way that the head is angled compared to like how it's walking and everything. But otherwise, the detail is incredible. The accuracy, there's nothing else to ask for. It even included a crest, and I actually like the crest. It's supposed to, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be an Edmontosaurus regalis, considering it actually has a crest, which is the only Edmontosaurus species that we know had a crest. I feel like the detail is incredible. They captured the scalation to what we know currently. I feel like it's completely up to date. The only thing is it's $28. However, there's actually a deal on Dance Dinosaurs right now where it's only $26. But still, that's a pretty expensive dinosaur figure, and I remember hearing somewhere that it was going to be about a foot long. So that's about as long as the Safari Limited feathered Tyrannosaurus Rex, which would be accurate if you would scale the two up. But that is definitely quite the expensive figure, but I don't know. I may pick it up. The next is the Stringasaurus, and actually, I remember in one of my Q&As, someone asked me what the weirdest Permian animal was, and Stringasaurus was actually from the Triassic, but I said Stringasaurus, so I think that it's kind of funny that now they made a figure of it. And I really wish that I could say I really liked it, but I don't know. I feel like the colors are a bit too vibrant for Stringasaurus, and the sculpt just looks very lacking in detail. And I really wish that, I feel like Safari could have done a lot better. That's the only thing. A little bit disappointment there, but otherwise, it's an okay figure. I probably won't pick it up though. But you never know. Never know. The next is the Circussaurus, and most people say it looks too much like a modern day crocodilian, and I feel like that's kind of an invalid argument in my opinion, because it was just a prehistoric crocodilian. Looking like a crocodilian it's a good thing, but I just feel like the proportions are completely off with this figure. The legs should be a lot smaller compared to the body, and I feel like the head should be a little bit larger, and it should be, I don't know, it looks very robust, and I feel like they should make the legs a little bit smaller. It looks more like a juvenile. The leg length makes me think of it, because when you look at modern day crocodilians, the legs are usually very short, and we know that Circussaurus was mostly aquatic. But otherwise, I feel like it's an okay figure. I can say that with quite certainty. I know that it's not really the most popular with some of the other dino tubers, but I feel like it's solid. Will I pick it up? Probably not. But I don't know. You never know. This is the only other one than, I think, the old Collecte one, which is, the Safari one is miles above the Collecte one, but still, I feel like they should have made it with like an open jaw or something. It feels a little too boring. It's okay. Okay, moving on. The next is the Concavinator, which is another figure that I feel like was very glanced over. When you first look at it, you think, there's nothing special about that. But when you look at it, it really reminds me of the Safari Limited Eutyrannus in a way. It has that same just walking thing, and I do not think that it holds up to the Carnegie Concavinator, but I still feel like it's more accurate than the Carnegie. I feel like that they should have added quill knobs to the arms, quills to the arms, because we know it had quill knobs. But I just feel like it's legitimately an okay figure, and I may actually pick it up. I feel like the paint scheme is really nice on this figure. I love the red crests and the striping that it has across the body. I mean, there's nothing more to ask for in a Concavenator figure. I mean, you guys leave your opinions in the description about all of these. I mean, in the comments, sorry. The next is the, I've read it a lot, but I've never, like, said it out loud, really. The Kyanzousaurus, I think. Well, from what I know, I've done a lot of research on Tyrannosauroids. This is an Alioramid from, I think, either China or Mongolia. And I think it was found in the same, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Mongolia, because as far as I know, it was found in the same formation as Tarbosaurus. But Kyanzousaurus is one of my favorites, actually. When I was reading the Tyrannosaur Chronicles, they mentioned it quite a bit. And I remember when it was first discovered. And I actually think that this is a really nice figure, actually. I feel like most people are like, it needs more feathering and stuff. But, I mean, to what we actually know, feathers on a derived Tyrannosaurid are pretty inaccurate at this point. And I feel like some sparse feathering could have been nice, but doing sparse feathering on a figure is pretty hard. But I feel like it's actually really good. It has very good proportions considering what we know of Kyanzousaurus. It has lips, which is really cool. And it's only like $13, so I will definitely be buying it. Not to mention, I made a deal with myself earlier that if Safari was releasing another Tyrannosauroid, I'd buy it. So, you know, I guess kind of have to buy it at this point. But the next figure is the Pachycephalosaurus, which is actually my favorite of the entire line. I just love everything about it. The stance, I've heard some people say, is a little bit, like, just kind of boring. But I feel like it's super nice. It's just surveying its territory. The proportions are really nice. The detail is incredible. It has osteoderms that go down its back and just all over it. It looks super nice. I love the striping, the orange color. Orange is like my favorite color, so that's super cool. And in a Q&A, someone asked me if I wanted to have a pet dinosaur, and I said Pachycephalosaurus. So I guess that I'm predicting all the Safari releases. And one of the best parts about it is that I'm pretty sure it actually has lesions on its skull. It has bone pathologies on its skull dome, which is, as far as we know, completely accurate. And we even have fossils of bone pathologies on the skulls of Pachycephalosaurids. So I think that was an amazing choice to put, and I will definitely be buying it. But keep in mind, this is a $20 figure, and so yeah, it's definitely not going to be that affordable. So I'm gonna have to fork out a little bit of money, but I'm definitely buying it. The next, I wish I could say a little bit better things about, is the Deinonychus. A lot of people say they like it. It's not my thing. When I first saw it, I really liked it. Then I saw some better pictures of it, and it looks like its eye has melted and dripped down its neck. Yeah, it's, the rest of it is amazing, except for its head, which really, really, bugs me, because, it would have been such an amazing figure, but, you know, come on, Safari. Could have done a little bit better, but at the same time, you know, yeah, it's kind of disappointing, and I definitely will not be picking it up. And the final one is the Dilophosaurus. And I think that it is actually nice. It's very nice looking, in my opinion. People say that it's really boring, but I feel like it's a very, very just placid looking Dilophosaurus. It has extremely accurate proportions. It has a nice long tail. It's lightweight, has nice long legs, a long neck, and a small skull. When you look at the old Safari Dilophosaurus, you see that it has a big skull, it's super shrink wrapped, and it's like colors are popping out at you. But this one is just nice and calm, and and nicely in proportion to everything, and it just looks very, very... It's an exquisite Dilophosaurus. It's a very exquisite Dilophosaurus, and I feel like it actually really, really is nice, and I will definitely be picking it up. I've heard a bunch of people say that the rings on the tail put them off, and I would say that I don't really care for them. They're okay. I feel like if they didn't put the rings on the tail, it would look a little too boring. So I think that it's a nice figure overall. So, those are my opinions on all the 2020 figures that we know of so far. Leave your opinions in the comments, because this is solely opinion based. Actually, never mind, I was talking about proportions and stuff. But this is mostly opinion based. Leave your opinions in the comments about what you think about these figures, which ones you will be picking up, which ones you will not be picking up. When more come out, I'll probably make more videos on them. And yeah, that's just about it. Without further ado, Colesaurus Stick and Sonai, signing out.